Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me here tonight. We are going to be making a few more pom-poms tonight, including working on this little kind of lion that we started last night, trying to make an actual face in a pom-pom. So thank you for joining me here again tonight. I am on location at my mom's house. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So like I said, we are going to make some more pom-poms. Here are some that we made last night. This guy has all different textures of yarn in there. And then this one we made out of just fabric scraps. And I gotta tell you, I love how this turned out. I think this would be awesome for decorating gifts. It'd be cute just hanging for Christmas. We are actually thinking like, my mom and I, that these just hanging from the ceiling would look really cute, or like in a doorway for the holidays. So I had a lot of fun last night making these. And we also attempted to sculpt a lion pom-pom. So last night I explained how you can actually design, how to manipulate the yarn and just the geometry of these ball winders to actually create shapes in there to create a face. So we talked about that a little bit last night. Be sure to watch last night's video where I dig into that a little bit more if you want to attempt to do the face. But I thought we could carve on him a little bit more and maybe make a body, like maybe he's sitting up or something. I think that'd be kind of cute. So awesome, you guys. I do want to make a few more pom-poms. Like, we have not made a big one out of embroidery floss yet, and we haven't made a yarn one out of the medium size one yet. So I'd like to do that tonight. So let me flip you guys around and we'll take a look at what we got going on here. So thanks again for joining, everyone. All right, so here is what we got. All right, so these are the 4 Clover yarn ball pom-pom makers. So I have them in 4 different sizes, and these are up in the Penguin and Fish shop too, if you're interested in playing around with them like what we are these past few nights. They're in the supplies section, so I do have a link for that. These 2 come together. I'm kind of calling this the small and the extra small, and then these 2 come as a pack, and it's the large and extra large. I think Clover actually makes some smaller than these, which is crazy because look how itty bitty. So these 2 were made with the small one, and we have like the embroidery floss one that I like making them out of embroidery floss just because I have a lot of extra embroidery floss. So I find this as like a fun way to use my excess and use them to decorate presents and stuff. But the yarn ones are so much faster to make, and they're really poofy and round, and those are fun. So these are that smallest size, that extra small. Then these are the small ones. Here again is that embroidery floss one. It's so silky and fun. And then this one we did with orange yarn and some matching orange embroidery floss. So it has 2 different textures. It looks like oh, that's just some fuzzles hanging out there. So that was kind of fun, trying 2 different textures. I think that looks really cool. Oh no, Barbara, so we are only on YouTube tonight, just because I am on location and can't do it in more than one spot. But no, you can't like people's posts, so that's a little bit of a bummer with YouTube. But all right, so here we have the large size, and this again is just with embroidery floss scraps. Look at all those fun different colors. I think that's really neat. So I'd like to make a yarn one out of this green tonight. And then there's the extra large, which is this guy here. And I'll show you how these function and stuff again tonight. And we did a few out of this last night. This one's kind of maybe the most traditional. This is 3 different yarns. So you can kind of tell we used the white, just normal acrylic yarn that you can get from anywhere. This is just like a sparkly yarn. Then we have this like boucle, or I don't know, some weird decorative yarn in here. And then also this basically ribbon yarn. This is that pretty like hand-dyed ribbon yarn. And so all these different textures together, we made this one extra Christmassy. But look how pretty that came out. I just really, I love how poofy it got. We took it out of the winder, and because we wound so much on there, it was just thick and dense and just came off as this perfect little poof right away. And I just love the different textures in there. That turned out great, I think. And then we also tried, because, we're trying things out here. I have my mom's bin of like random yarns, random like goofy yarns, like that ribbon. And she had a stash of fabric scraps that she had kind of connected to each other. And so I tried this is just like fabric scraps. And look how, like, it's like that kind of farm scrappy look. And I was like, overly surprised at how cute that came out. So I have not made an embroidery floss one with the large, so I would like to try that. That might take a while. Like, we'll have to put so much floss on there, but like I said, I have tons of extra floss. It's not like I'm wasting anything. I'll use these for things, so I'd love to give that a go tonight. And then we attempted to make like a little character. Here's our little albino snow lion, where we tried to put the little face in there, the little eyes. So last night I kind of explained how to structure, like if you wanted to do a design. So where the median here is the middle of the ball winder. So it opens up later as like a mirror image. So we're actually working with just one side, and then it opens up and it's a mirror image. So I'm not going to get too far into that tonight because it is a little bit of like some brain origami, but I did last night. So if you are interested in attempting to put like a little face in or anything really designed within a pom-pom, like this is part of the pom-pom. This is yarn in the pom-pom. Then I would watch last night's, because I do get into that quite a bit. And we tried to carve out little poofy cheeks. I think I might carve on him a little bit more tonight. And I think try and do a body for him, and we could try and connect two of them. That'd be fun. But all right, I want to start off. Let's just start off making that yarn-based one out of our large one here. And I got over here, I think this purple and this kind of dark teal. We used it for the nose and the eyes for this guy. Let's just use this. And you can wind together. It makes things go really quickly if you do more than one at once. So these are going to roll over the place, but let's give it a go. So this is what one of these Pom Pom makers, I keep calling it a yarn winder, but Pom Pom makers, what they look like, they have two bits here that open and close, and then it also pops apart. Gotta yank it a little bit, but there we go. So it has a little bar in the middle there, and we're gonna need to pop it apart later, so that's important. So we're actually going to hold these together. They're gonna wanna wobble apart, but we wanna hold them together, and then I'm gonna just start winding the yarn around here. Oh, I already like this purple and teal together. This is going to be cute. So I'm just going to wind and wind and wind. I'm trying to kind of do it the same amount across the whole thing, so everything's kind of like the same thickness. And I'm going to just keep going on this. I want it pretty dense, and what I mean by that is I want to put tons and tons of layers in here, because then I'll have like a poofier pom-pom, and that's what we want in a pom-pom, right? I could do a lot less, but it would be kind of an airy pom-pom. It wouldn't have that pom-pom feel as much. So I'm gonna just kind of go on this until it's almost level at the bottom. I'm probably not gonna do that much for the embroidery floss one, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But with yarn, it goes so fast because yarn is just fatter. Tic-tac-faux, that's my brother Justin. He says poofy pom-pom. We got a whole pile of poofy pom-poms tonight. All right, this is looking pretty good. I think we will wrap it up here. This is plenty good. So obviously this is pretty thick because, you know, here's how it began. We filled it up at least that much. That's quite a bit. So let's just stop. I'm gonna just trim this at the top here. And if it's long, we will trim it all down later. And we're gonna close that in. So it just kind of sits there, kind of locked in. And now we're gonna do the other side. So when you're doing a pom-pom, you can think about this is the front side and this is the back side. So kind of like this is the front side. So we're doing everything for that face on the front, and then the back is like that. So if you wanted to have like a half and half pom-pom with different colors on both sides, then you would do it here. And maybe, why don't we do that? That'd be kind of fun. I got this other weird color. Let's make a half and half pom-pom. So let's do pink and that dark teal, and this side we'll do pink and orange. And I have a little bit more orange if we, ooh, it's full of fuzzles. I have a little bit more orange. This will be neat. I haven't done a pom-pom with different sides before. This is fun. There's so much room for play with these pom-poms, and that's what I'm kind of enjoying over the past couple nights. And the reason we're playing around with this, we finished the Aurifil block of the month a little early this week. We finished it in 2 days, really. So we finished that on Tuesday. And then I had extra embroidery floss on Sunday, so I made a pom-pom out of that. And some people were interested in them, and I happened to have them, and I hadn't put them up in the shop yet. So some people wanted to play around with it a little bit more, so I put them in the shop. So if you want, you can play with pom-poms as well. And now I'm just testing them out. I've only ever used this green one. So we tried all the other ones out this week. So I ran out of orange. I'm just gonna get this next one going. Just gonna keep winding where I left off. So it's been kind of fun playing around with all this. Different materials, different colors, trying different ways of doing it. I'm pretty stoked about it. So I'd love to just have an example for each one that's yarn and an example that's each one that's embroidery floss, because that's what we have a lot of excess of is the embroidery floss. This one's gonna be so cool. Look at these colors together. I bet you this is someone's school colors. That would actually be a neat idea for pom-poms. Do it in school colors, and then you could use it for the top of a knit hat, or just, you know, you'd even wear a big poofy one for a necklace if you're, I mean, you can't really do this now, but for like sports games and stuff. All right, I think we're real close to done. We got another thick chunk of yarn here. Oh, this is gonna look so cool. I'm really stoked for this one. All right, we're gonna put that pink to the side. I think I'll use this to tie in the middle, but first we need to cut down the groove. Oh, Gina says her daughter bought some pom-pom earrings. Yes, so they are popular for earrings. I mean, look at, especially with this, I think with the embroidery floss, it looks just fancy and, I don't know, expensive or something with the embroidery floss, just nice and silky. So that would make really cool earrings, I think. All right, so if you notice with these Pom Pom Makers, because it has these two separate moving parts, we have like this groove in the middle, and that's where we're gonna cut through. And so that is right down the center of these. Oh yeah, Randy says school colors for backpack dangles. Yes, oh, they were cool in the 60s. See, all that stuff is fun. All right, so we're cutting down that center groove, and they are mirror expanding, meaning whatever is on one side is going to be on the other. It's going to be a mirror image, and that's how we got our face here. We wound the one side, and then when we cut, it expanded, and then we had the mirror image of what we wound. So that's what we're starting to see here, even though, you know, it's the same color, so you can't really see, but ooh, that looks really cool. Oh, Gina said that she has some red, white, and blue ones for the 4th of July. How cute. That's fun. All right, I'm pretty stoked about how this one's going to turn out, this halvesy one. All right, so we have everything's cut. You got to make sure that you don't have any hanging out there. You got to make sure that they're all cut. All right. Next up, very important before we open this up, is we need to tie it in the middle. So I'm going to just take some yarn and you're going to kind of put it in that groove. And then I'm going to end it right here. So let's just trim this. So there you can see in the groove, I'm going to just pull and it'll go into the groove, and then now it'll be at the center of all this. So I'm going to just pull it as tight as I can, and then I'm going to tie it. So we're basically tying a knot in the center of our pom-pom right now. I'm going to tie another knot. I'm just going to go around twice this time. I think this is like a surgeon's knot or something. There we go. And now this should be tied in the middle. So we should be good to go to undo this whole thing. So I'm going to pull up these little sides. Ooh, it's coming together. And let's do the other ones as well. You can actually trim these to the same size as the rest of it, but I leave them on because then I can use them to tie them to like packages or something. But you could actually just run a needle through the middle of this if you wanted to tie it on a package, but I like leaving the extra just until I decide what I do with them. All right, so now we have to just pull it apart. So remember how I pulled, we got that middle bar in there and I pulled it apart at the beginning here like that. It takes a little bit of tugging, like it feels like you're breaking it, but you're not. You actually need to do that. So let's just pull these apart, get your fingers in there. Ooh, there we go. I'm gonna put it together right away. Close it up. And look, so this is how it'll come out looking. It always looks a little bit better with yarn than the embroidery floss because the yarn is a little poofier, but I just hold it where I tied that knot there and just give it a little shake, like really shake it out. You'll have yarn flopping everywhere. Oh, look how fun. So it really is fun. 2 different sizes. So I definitely can tell by looking that this blue yarn or this teal yarn has a totally different texture than the orange, because look how different it is. It's so much more separated. It does really look like a firework though with that pink in there. It's so much more separated, and here kind of blends together a little bit more, which is just kind of fun. So next up, Tic Tac Faux says it looks like a caramel apple. It really kind of does. How fun. Looks like we dipped it in some chocolate or something. All right. So you'll see it has a lot of little phalanges hanging off of there. And, maybe you want it a little bit more round, or you want to shape it a little bit more. So now comes where we start trimming those off. And, like all this looks kind of extra. So I'm going to trim all that off. And here's where you can really make it poofy. So if you wanted a more dense ball, just keep trimming down and down and down and down into it. You're not going to lose the separation. You're not going to lose any colors because all this yarn goes all the way to the center. So you can make this as small as you want, and it will just get that denser look. You can shape it. You can make it an oval. At this point, I'm going to do my best not to sneeze tonight because this makes so much fuzz. But you can kind of see, and then shake it out every once in a while. You can see how much, this is just carved out too, but look how much more dense the yarn is here versus out here where we didn't carve it as much, right? So that's what you'll get if you keep digging in here. So I'm going to shape it a little bit more. Get it a little bit more curvy on the bottom. But this is actually really fun, spending time carving this a little bit. So thanks everyone for joining me tonight. I got to spend a lot of time outside today at my parents' house, and got to spend time with Chad the kitty, and he's always so nice. Oh, interesting. Oh, Randy says I could make these out of raffia and then dip them in peanut butter, and then they could be like little like bird feeders for outside, like raffia and then peanut butter and then seeds really. Oh, that would be kind of a neat idea. You could hang them at all different levels from the tree. That's an interesting idea. I kind of like that. All right, I kind of like the shape of this now. I'm just kind of going around seeing if there's any moments that are sticking out a little bit more than I want them to. Remember, yeah, I can't add it back, so, you know, I don't want to cut a giant hole in here by accident, but, you know, it's just a pom-pom. Okay, this looks cool, though. I do like that half and half look. I could definitely see making more of these. And like I said, you could snip off this end, and it would just blend in to the pom-pom a little bit more. So then there would be no like up or down or anything to it. Okay, so there is our yarn pom-pom. So these two right here, one was made with embroidery floss. Oh, Grace, I definitely had a nice time in Wisconsin today. So this is from the same size. So look at the difference. You know, the embroidery floss is just a little bit more delicate, whereas the yarn is so poofy. So look at just it's a little bit smaller, whereas this kind of poofed up quite a bit. But ugh, those colors are really neat. Yay! Okay. Luckily, I have the garbage near me tonight, so I'm gonna just shimmy sham this right in the garbage. So much fuzz, you guys. I'm definitely on the verge of sneezing here. All right, that was fun. I love how that turned out, especially the half and half. That was really kind of neat. All right, so that was with the green one. I call that like the large. So the large and the green and the blue come together. I would like to do an embroidery floss version of the large. So this might take a little bit of time. I have my Craft a Happy Life, my little bin. This design is by Sarah Lawson from So Sweetness, and I use it for all my excess embroidery floss. So, you know, I have all my embroidery floss on those little bobbins and stuff too, but I have so much embroidery floss that I just kind of toss it in here when I'm done. So we have plenty of floss to play around with. And then once this gets full, I just, you know, kind of make pom-poms. So this is gonna take a while just because there's so much. I mean, this is a very large one, and the embroidery floss is so small. But what I'm gonna try and do, and hopefully it doesn't just go into giant knots, but I'm gonna try and just take some of these bigger skeins, and I'm gonna try and wind like a whole bunch of these all at once, although I'm a little wary of that. Like, I think this might just be a crazy knot pile that I'm making. But if it is, then we'll just cut it off and do them one at a time. But I'd love if this would make the whole thing go quicker. So I'm just kind of grabbing all the ones that seem big enough to do this with. All right, let's do these. And I'm gonna wind them up. Oh, I bet you they're looking really cute, Rebecca. Ooh, look how fun these colors look together. This is like a pile of happy, sherbety, rainbow fun. This is gonna be a really cute one. Oh, and definitely, I mean, this is like a mess already, but winding all these at once, like, it's really getting a lot on here quickly. But yeah, this is gonna be a knotty mess really soon. Ugh. Yeah, so this may not have been the best idea, but we're giving it a go. We'll deal with the knots as they come. So this is gonna be really kind of rainbowy. And then if we add a solid color, it'll be like have a pile, like a section that will be a rainbow, and then a rainbow of color, and then it'll be solid for a little while. So it'll be fun just to play with it. Why don't we actually do that? Let's put a bunch of, let's just keep winding all this color on this side, and then this little chunk we can do differently. We'll have different quadrants of different color combinations. So it'll be kind of like the half and half, but instead of doing this side one half and this side one half, we'll do like little sections. Oh, Barbara says, I love the colorful tangles. It looks a little crazy, but it works out. Colorful tangles, that's a good phrase. I like that. Yep, I got a whole collection of colorful tangles right here. I'm going to call it that. This is my bin of colorful tangles. Okay. Okay, the pink's almost done. I think some of these other colors are just about wrapping up. Good, we made it. I think we made it to the end here. Nice. Time to add some more color. Awesome. So I have this floss seams kind of wound together. I think we could do this. Ha! Christy says colorful tangles would be a good band name. I like it. That's a really that'd be great. That's a great band name. All right, getting some of these. This was from a kit. I had, like probably from an owl kit because both of these colors are in my owl embroidery kit. So I must have had some extra of it wound together, and I'm gonna just keep winding it together onto here. So I have like some long little bits on there. I'm not worrying too much because those will cut off later when we do all the trimming. I just want to get it on, however. Randy says it's a lead singer named Naughty. It should be. All right, here's a chunk of one big color. That should be easy enough. We'll fill this corner here with green. Trying to get around this purple to hold down those ends. Ugh, it'd be awesome if it felt like my bin was at least a little more empty after doing this big one. We have to do this whole other side yet too. But I think it'll be fun. I'm excited to see how this one turns out because it's just gonna have that neat silky look of these other ones. And I love just the mess of colors together. I think that just looks so cool. Here's more of those purples together. Let's get that. Well, this black one is calling to me, so let's do that. Oh, Colleen, yes. I hope you guys are doing well over there. Okay. From the smoky left coast. Hopefully it's letting up just a little bit for you guys. All right. More little purple on here. I think we need more layers of stuff for sure. Let's see what else we got hiding in here. All right, these two look like we could put it together. Oh yes, I know. It ended kind of weird last night. The video cut out right at the end when we were doing our little lion. I still want to work on him tonight yet too. I think we have a little bit of time yet. Actually, this is kind of taking a little while. We might have to come back to the lion if we want to do a body for him. But I do want to get one of these neat embroidery floss ones done. Just trying to take huge chunks. Oh, down here. There we go. Here's some big chunks of stuff together. I like these ones that have several wound at the same time. We'll use some of those. Gosh, it's just exploding. It's an explosion of color here, isn't it? This one's just going to be so fun with all the different colors in it. So this is probably enough to make a decent pom-pom, but if I kept going, which I still might, you know how the other ones with the yarn, I got it almost so it was flat here? That would be ideal still, to get it to that point, because then it will just be poofier, which will look a little just nicer. Oh, yeah, so Colleen says that the fires are a bit more contained, but it's just like the smoke is the problem still. Ugh. Hope that gets better soon for you. All right, I'm still trying to keep it like the same thickness, and I am kind of using that bottom arc as my guide just to see if it's doing. Oh, here's a bunch together. Good. Fill in this space a little bit more. I think this will be it. I think I'm going to stop after this bit. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. So I have a little bit of an arc there. Let's close it up. Oh, I could do more, but let's move on to this side. Let's try and grab a whole bunch again all at once, because there's a couple kind of bigger looking ones here. It'd be great to get a hold of those. This gray is going to be kind of pretty in here. This yellow has no end. Okay, this is just made out of loops, no ends. Seriously. There we go. It's just a never-ending circle of yarn. Oh, here's, well, no, that didn't really come out. Let's get this green in. I think that's probably all I can see right now. Rebecca asked if I had any cheese curds today. I did not, but hey, well, I guess I've had Friday fish. So in Wisconsin, Friday fish fry is always a huge thing. We didn't actually go get, deep fried fish, but Mom made some fish. So technically I had Friday fish still. Look how subtle these are. It's kind of like a nice citrus mix, like a light citrus mix with a little bit of gray. This would be cute as a quilt or cute for a project, a nice color palette. I like this. This is a cute little chunk right here. Oh, where did this come from? The end popped up here. Got this colorful mess happening here again. Ugh, yep, I got it. Oh, I also had a peanut square. That was, my grandma used to make tons of those growing up, and they were the best. So that must be a Wisconsin-y thing too, I don't know. But they're at the grocery store here. So I did get my Wisconsin-y things in. Gotta do that. Got Sheboygan hard rolls today. Those are the nice, like, hard roll buns. Yep, Colleen says, fish on Friday always. Yep. We had it. Oh my God, yes, Gretchen. Gretchen is saying Wisconsin cheese is so good. We drive past one, a place that we go to sometimes on the way to my parents' house that has amazing Gouda cheese. But we actually missed our exit on the way here, so we didn't go past it this time. We ended up driving a little further down before cutting across the state. Hate when that happens. All right, I think we're getting close to the end of these. Oh, Lana says Gouda is the best. Ugh, they do make some good cheese here for sure. Oh, cheese curds are so good. Like, you haven't had cheese curds until like Wisconsin cheese curds, like right super fresh. When you eat it, it's like just squeaks. Oh, there's a Danish from Wisconsin that's really good. It's from Racine, I believe. It's the Racine, oh God, what are they called? Like the strudels or something. But yes, they're delicious. Oh man, I'm gonna be in trouble if I got that wrong. I think they're from Racine. But yeah, they're in grocery stores and stuff too. But yeah, that's a Wisconsin specialty too. So many good, yummy things. Oh, Gretchen. Gretchen says, I've never heard of cheese curds. Is that like cottage cheese? I guess maybe technically it's probably similar, but well, they're bigger, so they're about this big, and they're typically, well, like they can be orange. I guess it depends on the cheese. Oh my God, I don't know if I'll even be able to explain how they're made. I think it's like it's like curds and whey, right? So when they make the cheese, they stir it, and then the solid part separates from the whey, which is the wet part, and then they scoop up all the stuff that floats to the top, and I think that's what they take and they squish together, and over time, the liquid squishes out and whatever, and that's your cheese, right? All that squished together. But if you just take it and then like eat it right away, that's a cheese curd. So tell me if I'm wrong, if you know more about cheese curds than me, anybody. But I think that's kind of the deal. So it's fresh, that separation from the whey and the curd, the cheese, and that's what it is. So they just package that up, and I don't know. It is big in Wisconsin. You can get it at gas stations and stuff too. That they get it fresh from the cheese place. So you can get it all over Wisconsin, and when they're warm and you just bite into them, they literally like squeak. It makes this squeaking sound, and it's just, then they're fresh. It's so good. Oh, Randy says cheese curds is actually unaged cheddar. Oh yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it is. So it's cheddar. It depends. There's like white cheddar too, I suppose. So it separates. So like you're mixing it up, right? So the water part separates from the curd part, and then you're eating that right away. So it's not aged. Versus they take all that curd, squish them together, stick them on the shelf, and age it. Then you got your cheese. But yeah, if you skip all that step, then you got cheese curds. Oh, good. Man, now I might have to stop at the gas station on the way home and get it. Yes, oh, Jenna's like drooling and says, now I want Wisconsin cheese curds. I should grab some and bring them home. I don't think I've had them in a while, but oh, dang. Oh, you know what else is good? The string cheese here. There's a place nearby that makes the freaking best string cheese. They're like these string cheese ropes, and they're all like, like not processed hardly at all. And oh my God, those are good. Oh, there's a place nearby too that makes the best malt balls. So it's like, beer country here, a lot of breweries and stuff. So a lot of malt being made and in factories here. So, sometimes they turn those into malt balls. Oh, Gretchen asked, do I eat them just like popcorn? Do I eat the cheese curd just like popcorn? Well, in theory, but they're bigger, and but yes, you could just eat them one after each other. I wouldn't eat as much of that. It's still cheese, so I would not eat as much as that as I would popcorn. Oh, Lana says, I love malt balls too. I should live in Wisconsin. Oh, dang, some of these malt balls are just ridiculous. Oh, man, now I gotta get some of them too. I'm not in town long enough to do all that. Yum. All the goodies from here. Yes. That's my list right there. Peanut squares, malt balls, cheese curds, the string cheese. Oh, the Gouda place. Love it. Oh, I think it's Patty, right? I'm not sure. You can buy cheese curds from the gas station. Yeah, it's so funny. And that, and like fresh meat and stuff too. You can get it a lot of times at the gas station. So you can get like fresh summer sausage and fresh string cheese and fresh cheese curds at a lot of the gas stations. Ugh. Cheese curds. Yummy. All right, I got a stupid knot here. Let's see what's going on. But we're almost done. I got yammering about Wisconsin foods, and all of a sudden this is full. So that's nice. Just about. Yeah, we're just a little twisty here. So all right, I think I got it here. I don't know about this brown in here, but it might be kind of pretty. I think I just grabbed it because it looked like a lot of thread. Oh, yeah, Colleen, fresh food at the gas station is just wrong. Well, there's all the dairies and meat markets and stuff, and so they're just wholesaling their stuff to the gas station. So it's still straight from the from the place. Ooh, we had fresh hot dogs from the meat market yesterday. Oh, yum. Yum, 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 yum. Haven't had a hot dog in probably a year. Okay, the heck. All right, this is getting too annoying. I'm just gonna cut it off. Boop. There we are. Now we can be done with it. It can go back in the bin. I think there was some more like combo ones down here. Oh yeah, look at this. Here, this one will take us a long way. Good. Look at this piece. This is like 8 things together. This must have been for an extra kit and didn't use it or something. Yeah, we should have a meetup in Wisconsin and just eat all the yummy foods. Well, and then if you go further north, you got cherries and cranberries and all that stuff too. And apples, it's almost apple season. Got the best caramel apple in town here. Oh man, caramel apple, that'd be good. All right, you guys, I'm calling it on this thing. Like, this is a rainbow piece of crazy here. Let's trim it. Ooh, keep it closed. So this will be fun because we kind of wound it all different colors in different places. Get in there. Oh, I missed a little bit. Let's get that. Oh yeah, it's looking awesome. Pre-Pom Pom. Oh, Jay says that we spent October in Wisconsin, had a blast. That'd be a great time to come. Ugh, and you have all the trees changing color then, or maybe they're already changed by October, I don't know. But it can have some really pretty drives. All right, I'm just looking for, oh, perfect. That's a perfect size piece. So I gotta do that inside, I gotta do that, getting that thread on the inside. So again, we're putting it in that kind of trough, I guess. And let's pull it through. And we'll tie it up on this side. And we will wind it around. Oh, Jay says we were fishing the Great Lakes and quilt store shopping. Well, that sounds like a nice vacation. That sounds just beautiful and fun and, ugh, that's awesome. All right, so let's pop these open. Ooh, I forgot. We will brush this as well. I love brushing these. Oh, this guy's kind of stuck. Let's get out of there. There we go. Starting to come together. All right, let's pop it apart. Ugh, there. Oh, this big one. So this will be interesting. So there's so much thread in here. Let's shake it up. We're just making a huge mess. Oh my God, look at it. Look at this little circle right here. Oh, a big chunk of that yellow and gray. Oh, here's that little rainbow section that we started out with. Oh, that's fun. All right, so so this is what it looks like. I want to show you the difference between this. So here is what it looks like. I'm gonna brush this. So this is what it looks like pre-brushed, and then let's shake this one up again. This is what it looks like after it's been brushed. So all the threads are more separated. They're not in the 6 strands anymore. They're just the single strands. Whereas this, you can see all the chunks of 6 strands in there, which is actually kind of pretty, this big. I kind of like it, but I do really like brushing it. So you can kind of see the difference here. You can see all the little spikes here and here. It all just kind of is silky and blends together. So I want to brush it, but first let's trim the very awkward extra bits. We'll get more of these when we brush it, but there we go. So I'm just brushing it with this round brush that I happen to have, but these little spiky ends on this are just perfect for separating these threads. So I'm just gonna brush through just like this, and this is actually separating the 6 strands into the single strands. You can kind of see it's already getting a little silkier. Or more separated, I don't know if, I think, yeah, silky, I think silky is a good term for it. they're just getting less grouped together and more blendy. So you can just really go over the whole thing. So I am kind of pulling some threads out of here, but hopefully there's enough in that will be okay. But here, so look at the difference. This we haven't done yet versus like all this looks really kind of pretty and blendy all together. So let's go on this side. I am trying to just hold it by the knot a little bit. Ooh, this is looking way more rainbowy after I brush it. It's pretty. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so on the verge of sneezing from all of this fuzzle dust everywhere. Oh, Carol, that's awesome. Carol says in the 60s we made huge pom-poms for our roller skates. Okay, dang, these would look so cute on roller skates. They'd be just like a bright, colorful poof. Love it. That's back again to roller skating at places. Oh, so now look at the difference. It is just all blended together. So I'm gonna just give it like a final little shaping, and then let's shake it up and give it another little trim. We do have like little ends that are flopping all around a little bit. Make it round again. Kind of shape it at the bottom a little bit so it's got that rounded bottom. Anywhere where it's kind of, oops, geez, that was a big cut. Anywhere where it's kind of long, I'm just trimming. This is kind of the fun part. This is like the sculpting part, I feel like. All right, I don't know if we're gonna have time to make a body for the line, but I thought we could work on the sculpting of the line a little bit more then. I wanna cut down on his face a little bit more. This is kind of fun though. I'm glad we were able to get this big honkin' embroidery floss one. This is crazy that, you know, I forgot for a second that this is just embroidery floss excess. It's so fun and colorful. Oh man, I'm gonna sneeze. And again, the same principle with these embroidery floss ones. If I keep snipping this down more and more and more, it's gonna get more and more and more dense. And which just makes them look really cool, I think. Like a really dense poof ball. Ooh, that was kind of a big chunk. Let's carve this bottom. Shake it up. Goes everywhere. All right, check that out. That is a nice pom-pom. I love this little area, the little segments of color. This little bit, okay, turned out so cool. So let's look at the difference. So this is that silky pom-pom, and like here's the other one that we made tonight that's out of yarn. This is the smaller size, but still look at the difference in textures. So there's really a lot you can do. And then, you know, again, then you see the texture of this. So this is just the fabric. So you can get so many different like styles out of this. Here's the one that was 3 different textures together, and that just was really cool too. Look, we could start making these into a wreath, and look how neat that's looking already. So fun. So, all right, you guys, this was just really neat. I want to do a little bit more work on this guy. So I want to just kind of trim his face a little bit more. So this, again, is where you can see how dense it gets the further you go to the middle, and it'll just get more and more dense. And then this is hardly trimmed at all on the outside. So I'm just looking at his forehead. I think that's a little high. I want his forehead to be about here. So I'm going to just let's move all this yarn out of my way. I'm just going to kind of hold all this yarn, long yarn back, and I'm going to just cut off the top of his head. And we're going to just round out his face a little bit more. This is what's so fun. Definitely experiment with with these faces and trying to put different designs in. And if you're watching last night, you know it just looks crazy when you first take it out of the pom pom. But once you start sculpting away at it, all of a sudden, it gets more dense, which helps all the little shapes go together a little bit more, and it starts like looking like something. Oh, look at this little stray guy. There, so we kind of made his forehead a little bit lower there. I'm going to see if I can get in here without snipping too much. I think we can carve his forehead down a little bit more even. So again, it doesn't matter that you're cutting over these eyes. That shape is always going to be there because that yarn, this green yarn, goes all the way to the center. So it's kind of a weird feeling like, oh no, I'm going to cut that eye off and it's not going to be there anymore, but it will be. So we are just shaping this lower and lower. I can't put it back, so again, that's kind of the little trick of it. And I might be getting actually pretty close to the center here. But it's kind of fun. We're just playing around. We're experimenting. Let's, oof, such fuzz. All right, we need to shape him a little bit more. I think I kind of made him a little crazy looking. Let's cut, I think, let's lose a couple little bit hairs up there, long ones. There. He's looking cute, I think. So I'm just trying to get that shape to kind of bump off the face a little bit. And look, we have like this little kind of cute face shape going. Like keep rotating it, keep checking it out. See if you want to trim any other little bits off. It's a really fun exercise in sculpting, I think. In like subtractive sculpting where you can take stuff off, but you can't put it back. It just gets more and more dense as we get to the center. Kind of like his little cheek poofs. Let's make him a little shorter though. So silly. You can kind of move the yarn around a little bit to try and get that smile more smiley. Get his eyes showing a little bit more. There we go. He's looking pretty cute, I think. Little smiley guy. So we could, I won't do this tonight anymore because it's getting a little late, but I could put like another little pom-pom on the bottom here, and we could attach the two and make like a whole body. Oh, look, that almost looks like he's sitting right now. So we could carve even like the shape of his legs a little bit in there. So there's just tons of opportunity with these pom-poms just to even make like these sculptures. So I think I had a lot of fun just playing around with that over these past few evenings with you guys. Oh, Barbara says that lion is too cute. Yeah, I actually did find, I found that yarn that I was trying to use it last night. It was on the floor, but we had started on Sunday to try and make a little lion shape. So here's kind of a different one where we started. We didn't put the face at all in here, but we can still go in and shape this like a lion. And this is actually wool, so I could actually go back in this and needle felt some eyes and a face in here. I could just kind of stab that needle felting needle. That's a whole nother craft that we could play around with a little bit. But because this is wool, I could actually get away with adding more into it again. It's just fun to trim them. All right, so you forget what the weekly order is. So I'll tell you that when I flip you around right now, Barbara. So, all right, let's flip around. All right, so hello again, guys. So let me show you this first, and then we'll talk about next